Àdàbà coconut, Àdàbà coconut, Àdàbà coconut. You are probably saying so many information about Àdàbà coconut farm and resort, the promises it comes with, and you are wondering how is it going to be possible? What is it about the coconut that they are promising so much returns, and you are asking yourself if it is not too good to be true? Now, in today's video, I want to share some information you need to know with you so that if you have been investing in any farming activity or investment, with what I'm going to be sharing with you today, you will have no doubt that investing in Àdàbà coconut farm and resort is something you should do, especially whether you are within the age of 20, 15, 30, or 60. You need to consider this. If you have kids who are going to school presently and you have a plan to send them to the best of schools in the world, you should invest in some, in their name. If you are working anywhere in the world and you are having the expectation of pension, you need to think beyond that, because whatever volume that is defined for you within a system is what it is. Sometimes it may not grow beyond that, but if you have income being defined from an investment opportunity, it could grow with time. Now, what is the Àdàbà coconut all about? It is an investment, it's a farming investment opportunity where we ask you to come and invest on acres of coconut. And if you invest on 1 acre, you are positioned to earn between 6 to 12 million annually just on 1 acre. Now, look at something. In order to ensure clarity, you are not starting earning the same year you are investing. When you invest on the coconut farm now, we plant, we manage it for a period of between 3 to 4 years, and possibly from the 5th year, you start earning. I've gotten some, objections about, why is it taking, why would I have to wait for 5 years, blah, 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 blah. I'm going to share an information with you that will make you understand that investing on Àdàbà coconut farm and resort is even more profitable than to invest on land, or maybe I should, or house, or maybe I should just share that now. If you have 200 million, you invest it on a house, the best you could get within Lekki Ajah exit is 10 million naira. If you multiply that by 5 years, that will amount to 50 million. And remember, you are going to pay the people managing the house for you. You are going to renovate the house, and let's say you have 45 million at the end of 5 years. That is the return from investing on a 200 million house. Now, let's imagine you invest that 200 million on Àdàbà coconut. Remember, we said 1 acre is 5 million. Now, what it means is you will have to invest 5 million in 40 places to give us 200 million, if I'm correct. Yeah, to give us some. And if you are projected to earn 6 million from 1 acre, it means you will have to multiply 6 million by 40. That should be more than 300 million. And that will come in your first year of earning. That's the 5th year. So if that gives us, let me do the calculation so we won't make any mistake. Just hold on, please. Give me a minute. 6 million on the average, multiply by 40. That will give us 240 million. Yes, 240 million. So if you deduct, and that will come from the 5th year, which is your first year of earning. So if you deduct 45 million from 240 million, you realize you are getting about 195 million or thereabout. And that's the payment from the first year. The problem with many people is not even the time you will have to wait. The problem with many people is the fact that we don't have in-depth knowledge of figures. And for that, we might be confusing opportunity for something else. Okay, why is coconut so lucrative? Let me share some figures with you. In 2025, approximately the market value of coconut was 20 billion US dollar, and we are talking about raw products. Then when it comes to products like oil, milk, cosmetics, water, the value was approximately 25 billion US dollar. That's in 2025. What is the market as projected as at today? We are looking at 2033 and 2034, and the projected value between that period is 50 billion US dollar. Now, the question you should ask yourself is, if we are talking about 20 billion worth of a market, we're talking about 25 billion worth of a market today. Do you have any share from this market? Now, if you don't have, it is never your problem. It is never, a thing you should worry about. If you don't have information about an opportunity, you may not key in into that opportunity. Now, let's knock that off that you are not aware. Now you are aware of Àdàbà Coconut Farm and Resort. We are not even looking at the current or the previous year market value. We are looking at 2033 and 2034 value, which is about 50 billion worth of the market. So where will you be when that time happens? So many of us might have gone on retirement by then. Some would be looking at earning from pension. What about you invest in an investment that could give you more than whatever you earn from any pension? What about you invest in an investment opportunity that will enable you to foot the bill of the education of your children to any level without having to stress yourself to pay from your personal pocket? Now, why is coconut so valuable? Because if you're talking about earning from a particular sector or investment opportunity, you should know how they are making the money. Don't just listen to the good news, to what they want you to hear. Listen to how they are making the money. Now, based on the uses of coconut as at today, we are looking at coconut oil. It is a global market. People use it. Those who are into food and beverages, they make use of coconut oil. Even the skincare people, yes, they make use of it. Then we are talking about coconut milk. That's part of the things we are getting from coconut. What about cosmetics and skincare? What about the pharmaceutical company for wellness and all that? What about coconut water? What about the husk? The husk is the primary source of coir, and coir is the source of fiber. Guess what they are using fiber for? They are using it for mat, for even the textile. They are making use of fiber for textile. They are also making use of fiber for ropes and mats, carpets and doormats. Upholstery, they make use of the husk. And the husk is one of the byproducts. We can call it a waste, but in coconut, it is never a waste. They use it for something that is more productive and more useful in the global market. What about the shell itself? The shell is used for carbonated charcoal. Of course, you and I know the importance of charcoal in energy production globally. So it is a big market. So those are the few things they are using coconuts for, that makes the market to be so much valuable. If you have coconut oil today, trust me, companies will buy it for you for manufacturing. Yes, and we have a lot of them in the country and in the Western world, especially a production-driven nation. So the market is so huge that there's no amount of coconuts we produce today that we can meet the demand in the market. And for Nigeria, as a bigger market, or as one of the bigger markets, we are unable to meet the demand in the country such that we depend on countries like Cotonou, Ghana, Cote d'Ivoire to have coconuts in the country. And even with that effort, we have spent about 35 billion to import coconuts from this country. And with that effort, we are still unable to meet the demand. And that is that about that. What about the people selling in the supermarket, the beaches making use of coconut? What about those who consume coconut on a regular basis? The demand for coconut will continue to be on the rise as long as the world continue to go into production, beverages, food, skincare products, wellness, and all that. Now, what are the offers we have for you today? We are asking you to invest on 1 acre for 5 million naira that will manage the farm. We're not asking you to lift a finger. We are managing the farm for a period in question. So all you do is to start earning from the 5th year. Now, don't let anybody deceive you. Farming is not a magic. There's no magic in farming. We have to undergo the process, and it takes between 3 to 4 years. Sometimes it takes up to 5 years for this stuff to mature and start fruiting, depending on the impact of the weather condition. So don't let anybody deceive you with any it will come out tomorrow. No, it is not. And when you invest 5 million on 1 acre, you can deposit 1 million and spread your balance for a period of time. When you invest 5 million, the projected revenue is between 6 to 12 million, right? Depending on the market reality. We could sell one for 600, 700, 800, 1,000, and all that. That is what will determine the volume you get. So you could get 7 million, you could get 8 million, you could get 9 million, and all that. However, for anyone who is interested in 10 acres, it means you have to pay 50 million. And if you multiply 60 by 10, right, then you multiply 12 by 10. So it means you have positioned yourself to earn between 60 to 120 million annually from the 5th year. So that is what we have for you regarding Àdàbà Coconut Farm and rest. I don't intend to take more of your time. I know I've taken your time already. Now, for the price we are selling now, it was initially 3.7, and I can tell you for a fact the price will still go up anytime soon. So if you want to key in now, because we have limited acres for this present price, key in now with initial deposit of just 1 million. All you need to do is call the number on the screen, then we can assist you. You know the advantage if you're coming now. Why we started selling, it was just a promise and a bare land, but now we have planted on site and growth is ongoing. Reach out to me through the number showing on the screen so I can assist you. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time in this episode of Real Estate with Dr. Kazim. Bye for now.